Welcome into the DML Network. It's your boy Expert, and the DML is officially back, boys, with the content about to drop. And the first show we got coming up is the DML Network Selection Show, where you get to find out where each user goes for College Football 26. That's dropping on Monday the 7th. If you got the pre-order, be ready for that. And of course, you know I don't do these shows by myself. I got one of my best friends in the booth with me. It's the OG Chris Murray. What's going on, sir?
We back. We good. What's good, man?
Yeah, no doubt we are back. Of course, you know we got Dr. Dre in the back, Mr. Noop himself doing all the visuals. But let's get right into the show, because this is what you came to see, where everybody is going. And of course, the number one pick went to your boy Expert. And I took my favorite team. I know there was a lot of good teams in college football coming out, but you know I had to take my Wisconsin Badgers, Chris. And look, I'm looking for my Badgers to bounce back this year. Mm-hmm. We got a transfer quarterback in Billy Edwards coming in the building. Played for Maryland, Wake Forest. We got Jaden Ballard, the transfer from Ohio State, coming in, hopefully to be that burner for us in this offense. But I think the big thing for this team is Coach finally got some air raid into this offense that he's been talking about, and that's why I took the Badgers. I've been bleeding red and black with my Badgers since I was a little kid, and I had to take the Badgers. Can I take this team to the promised land, Chris Murray?
Man, come on, man. We gonna call a spade in this situation. I had the pleasure of playing NCAA 25 with you, and you built a powerhouse Wisconsin team. So if I had to put a yes or no on it, you're damn right. The Wisconsin Badgers is gonna be definitely powerhouse university for the whole entire 26 cycle, man. Motherfuckers.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Tucker at tight end. Y'all know how much I love the tight end. Excited about Tucker. Vinny Anthony is back. The other wide receiver. It's going to be fun. Some questions on the offensive line. Had quite a few guys leave last year from 25. It's going to be kind of the question mark. But enough about the Wisconsin Badgers, because the number 2 pick is my co-host, Mr. OG Chris Murray. And OG, where'd you decide to go for 26?
Come on, man. You already knew what it is. We gonna be coming out being fly, and flying up and down that field. The Oregon Ducks, man. You already know this wasn't a no-brainer pick right here. Had fun playing with the Ducks all 2025 cycle. And we had the benefit of both worlds of having good uniforms, fast rosters. You guys know I love speed. So this was a no-brainer pick right here, man. We balled out all 2025. So why would we leave Oregon?
You can't argue with this pick. You want to talk about speed. They got speed at every single position. And now obviously you got a new quarterback in the system, Dante Moore. The transfer comes in. He's going to kind of have the reins. He's never had this kind of speed coming from UCLA. He's got speed all over the place. This is a good team right out the gate. Now, obviously, you had some really good talent leave to go to the NFL draft, some transfers, but you brought some monsters in. I think one guy that I saw was Bear Alexander, the kid that came from USC in Georgia, the defensive tackle, 6'3", 315 pounds. This is a monster on the inside. And if you know anything about the OG, he loves to play defense and he loves to throw the ball over the top. So you got 2 Big Ten teams coming off the board right off the bat.
I'm telling you right now.
Chris, it's going to be a tough Big Ten conference, because let's look at pick 3. You know Ohio State had to be off the board early. And so when you look at Taz at that number 3 pick, he's going to go to the Ohio State University. And it's kind of crazy when you look at this and you got 1, 2, and 3 being in the Big Ten, with Taz taking Ohio State. Is Taz ready for that kind of smoke, knowing he got Expert and Chris Murray right there with him?
I'm going to be honest, man. Ohio State, of course, one of the highest ranked teams in the game, with stud talent on the offensive side, with, of course, Jeremiah Smith, one of the best wide receivers in the game. This team, to be honest, is built to win and built to compete in the Big Ten. But you already know it's that other half of the game, which is stick skills. So roster wise, yeah, they ready for that smoke with the Wisconsin with Expert and the Oregon Ducks with OG. But when it comes to the stick skills, and you know, Taz tend to Taz sometimes, spin out of control like a Tasmanian devil. But I'm interested to see, man. He got his team, he got the roster.
Yeah.
So definitely season one would not be no excuses. But you know, man, the soldiers in the top tier users want to always separate themselves from the pack. So I'm that league,
I mean, when you look at this Ohio State team, just like the OG says, coming out the box, this is a team that on paper should dominate a lot of teams when you go head to head. I mean, Caleb Downs is back at free safety. You know, they got Julian Sayin, who is the transfer from Alabama. He knows that culture, so he knows winning football. This is going to be really, really fun. You already talked about Jeremiah Smith. You can pair him. You can probably put him in that same category as Ryan Williams out of Alabama. I mean, these are two young studs that play on the outside that you know the coverage is going to roll to them, and it doesn't matter. You're going to find a way to get those guys the football. The next thing is how does Taz compete with some of the best users in the DML? And I'm going to let that transition to the number 4 pick. You see the name on the board. If you know the DML, you know Embro. And I knew as soon as I saw the draft list and I saw Embro at 4, I knew USC was coming off the board. Right. Think about this. 1, 2, 3, and 4, all Big Ten teams coming off the board. And if you look at this, Embro is in a perfect situation with USC. This is a team that is built to last. You got one of the best users in our DML history. When you go back and look at this, is a guy that has dominated this league on both Madden and now college football. And now he gets his squad. There's something to say when you have your team and you have USC. It feels different, right? When you got your squad, you're more bought in. You understand the players. You're going to recruit a little bit differently. What do you think about Embro here going to USC at number 4?
A great pick, man. Like you said, we already knew from literally you could have from pick 1 to 4 already kind of like knew in the ballpark where everyone was going to go. Like you said, you get your team, especially when you're a diehard fan. It makes the game more fun and interesting because now you want to build up the school that you have grown to love. So, but the thing about it is, like you said, this stick skills, Embro, easy, probably top 3 user to DMR all time. But the thing is, I feel like UFC took the first out the gate. The roster took a step back. So,
for sure,
he's going to have some growing pains, but I feel like the stick skills is going to get him over the hump. And by season 2, 3, it's going to be now. You're going to hear them UFC Trojans and natty conversations with the Wisconsins and the Oregons and the hot tubs and things like that. So I say give him about to season 2 to kind of get those recruits in. But I think it's going to be a fun cycle for him, man. He showed
no doubt about it. Yeah, you're talking. You put him in the top 3. I'm going to put Embro at number 2 as the greatest DML user of all time. Mm-hmm. And the only reason he's at 2 is because who's at number 5? And like, if I'm pretty sure if you ask Embro, he's going to tell you the same thing. There is one guy, when you say DML royalty, the top guy at that spot is Hot Tub, right? And so we've seen this guy dominate every single league, every single game that we've been in. Since he's been a part of this league, he's winning championships to the point this man is posting yawning memes in the chat because it's just become second nature for him to now win championships. But let's talk about Hot Tub taking his team, the Texas Longhorns, and now he's got the heir apparent, the golden child himself, Mr. Arch Manning at quarterback. What does that do for Hot Tub, knowing he's got one of the best quarterbacks in the game coming out, plus the stick skills that you talked about being top tier, Hot Tub is going to be in that national championship conversation in year one, right?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, if the DML sports books were dropping lines for who had the best odds to win year one natty, it definitely will be 100% those Texan Longhorns. It's just what it's the saying, man. The rich just continue to get richer. You know,
right?
He inherited a loaded Texas Longhorn squad, and then you out the gate give him one of the best quarterbacks in the game. So he was already dangerous with the University of North Carolina team. We're talking about this man, the Texan Longhorns, but I think this next user going to have something to say about that, man, when we get to this next pick, because I think he has a chip on his shoulder joining forces in that conference with one of the best DML users of all time.
Yeah, I mean, you see 4 Big Ten teams come out, and now you get back-to-back SEC teams. And when you talk about DML royalty, you gotta talk about Andy Force, right? This is a former college coach. This is a guy that understands the game of football. A very, very good user, has stick skills, and you give him a SEC team. And when you look at this game, OG, we haven't really touched on this yet, but when you look at this game, pipelines are so important. And so when you look at Georgia, they have one of the best pipelines in that Georgia, Florida, Bama kind of area, where he's going to be able to see some of the top 5 stars, 4 stars every single year and build class after class. And Andy Force, Hot Tub, Embro, and I'm going to put Chris Murray in that category as well. You're talking about some of the best developers, because here's the thing that we've seen playing NCAA 25. Correct me if I'm wrong, OG, but it's really easy to have a good year.
Thanks.
But you can't just be focused on the games that you're playing. The recruiting part of playing college football, NCAA, is so important week in and week out, because you're not looking at this year or sometimes even next year. You have to be, and if you're watching the show, the free chicken part is about to start. You have to be looking 3, 4, 5 years out of how you're going to build this team, correct? Facts,
for sure. Because I actually ran into a problem. With the way that the game, way that 25 was ran, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna, if not make it better in 26. Like you said, you gotta. It's not a sprint; it's a marathon in a sense. Because one year you might have a spectacular year where you got a junior, might got a freshman or whatever, and they all might just leave. And if you had a terrible draft class, that would set you back. So like you said, but you gotta lock in on certain things. Like for example, if you are a guy like myself who like to pass the ball, you can't be recruiting or trying to sign no 6, 7 wide receivers in the recruitment class. You gotta really, 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 man, play chess in this game. And this is what I love about NCAA, man. And I call this you're not ducking no smoke, because look at that list, man.
I mean, the top 6 is crazy.
Can it get any better than that, man? To start off a show, can it get any better than that? You got top 10 DML talent, and just look how balanced out, man. I'm excited, man.
It's kind of crazy, and I think if you have not been following what EA has done with recruiting for college football 26, you need to go back and start looking at these deep dives, because 25 had recruiting, but I think 26 is more in depth. There's a lot more layers to recruiting, and you talked about it. These players are going to leave on a bigger clip than what we saw in 25, because there's going to be now NIL. There's going to be different things that shy them away from wanting to be at your program. And if you're not taking the time recruiting the right team, guys are not going to want to come to your program. So I think users are going to have to find a way that when you load into the game, that recruiting is not a 5-second, 10-second, just randomly pick guys. You're going to have to spend time. And I know when you look at these top 6 guys, I know 4 people on this list right now that spend at least 30 minutes to an hour a day recruiting every single week because it's important, like you say, to start building that team. But those are the top 6. Let's move on to pick 7. It's another DML veteran. It's Mr. Under 2 rated. And this is the first, we've been kind of on one road of powerhouse, and Under 2 rated said, screw all that, I'm taking liberty you. What does that say about underrated?
That says the Under just trying to have a fun cycle. He's just trying to chill in the CUF and build his team in peace. Get a job offer. If he likes it, he's going to just stay put, because Under's one of those guys, man, where he tries to fly underneath the radar. As on previous shows, but if you sleep on this DML vet, by any chance, he's going to be running it down your throat, and you're going to be looking up, trying to figure out what the hell happened. I feel like he just want to coast through this one right here, man. Not start off with too much pressure. He's coming into an okay university, who's the top team in this conference. So anybody else is going to join it is definitely going to be behind the pack, because as you've seen in the first 6 picks, the top guys in the DML kind of went to those powerhouse universities. So I'm definitely interested to see what they're going to do with Liberty, man, because they're not as bad as what people think.
Right. And the other thing is, underrated, he always flies underneath the radar. Always. Right? And you look up and you're in a battle with him, and he's got 3 hit stick fumbles, and he's got 240 rushing yards, and you don't know what the hell is going on because you got a Power 5 team, and he's coming in here with Liberty U, and he is just putting a beat down on your offense and defense. It's going to be interesting. Don't be that first guy that loses to Under 2 rated with what all of us would think is a second tier football team. But let's move on to another DML vet, Mr. Tight Work himself. And we knew where Tight Work was going, right? There's no way he's going to let this Florida Gator team get past him. And so Tight Work goes to Florida, a team he knows very, very well. And we saw Tight Work in 25, started off kind of quiet, Chris Murray, and then he kind of built a juggernaut there in Gainesville. And it was one of those teams you did not want to see on your schedule. And when the playoff picture came out, you did not want to match up versus this Florida Gator team. And he's got a lot of those same guys coming back. What do you think about Tight Work in this Gators pick here?
Man, like you said, we already knew hands down that this was going to be the Gators, the swamp. He's familiar with the area. He's familiar with the team. He knows the direction he wants to build it in. I'm still waiting on that information of Tight dropping the ebook on how to get 9 to 10 5-star recruits. It seemed like no matter where your pipeline was at, no matter how much time spent on the recruit, them 5 stars already stamped themselves down there. But yeah, man, another user, balanced gameplay style, knows how to recruit, knows how to build a dynasty. That's the difference. So y'all guys try to compare yourselves to these DML elites. It's levels to this in a sense, man. He knows how to build a dynasty, man. Like I said, that Gator team in 2025 was scary. Shit, man.
I'm telling you, it came out of nowhere. Like one year I felt like he was just struggling, and then you look up and he's got 699 speed guys on his roster.
That's crazy.
He's got a recruiting class that's in the top 3 every single time. I mean, he's giving those recruits the Jesus Shuttlesworth treatment when they come to college. And you look up and he's got, like you talked about, 8, 9, 5 stars on this roster. It's going to be interesting to see because Tight Work is another good user. Good to see the homie in the DML taking those Florida Gators. Next up, Lone Star at pick number 9. And not surprising here, Alabama makes the top 10. Now, Alabama got some questions with the game coming out, right? Mm-hmm. They lose, they starting quarterback. Now, obviously, they still have Ryan Williams, who's going to be probably, if not one of the fastest wide receivers. You look at this defense, though. This defense pretty much brought back everybody. Mm-hmm. But they got, a question at quarterback with Ty Simpson, the redshirt junior that was there last year. Got a little bit of play last year. Didn't do too well, but they're going to let him kind of hold the reins. But the thing about this team is they got a young freshman quarterback coming in, Mr. Keelan Russell. And the only reason I know about Keelan Russell, I live in the state of Texas. This is a kid from Duncanville in that Dallas area. This is a kid, 6'3", 200-pound quarterback that can absolutely run it and sling it. I will not be surprised if Lone Star has Keelan Russell playing in year one. But because it's Alabama OG, is this just a team that should automatically be put in the top 10 because of the roster that this team has been built with?
For sure, man. The roster, the culture. This is just, you'll be a fool unless you don't mess with the tide. But this is the team that by far, man, you can't, even if you are looking for those sources, this team is their team to pick. Like you said, roster wise, man, it doesn't lack at all. So this is the team that you got to go with at this pick, with all of the Oregons and the Texans and Ohio States by far, man. But this roster, man, just to piggyback off a couple things you said, they got a young wide receiver group too that got speed, 97, 96 speed. So if he could figure out how to get that quarterback going, what you said, he was 6'3", 230?
200, 6'3", 200 freshman quarterback that was dual threat in high school. If you look, one of the top quarterback recruits coming out of state of Texas, he is a monster running and throwing the football. I'm telling y'all, be on the lookout for that name, Keelan Russell. I'm telling you, he's going to be the starting quarterback for Alabama before the year is over.
You free chicken, man. You better take that loan.
I'm telling you, I've seen this kid play. He is the real deal at quarterback. Now, I don't know what his rating's going to be that first year, but build that kid up. He's going to be a superstar for several years at Alabama for Lone Star. Next up, Mr. B-Boy at number 10. And with the 10th pick, we see those Seminoles come off the board. Florida State in 25 was not really a team you really were scared about, Chris Murray, but they've kind of retooled this team. It's a lot of tradition here at Florida State. Is this team kind of in over their heads, or do we think they've retooled enough for college football 26? Obviously, Castellanos is going to be the quarterback. He came out and kind of said, these ACC teams aren't ready for me. They haven't seen me yet. He talked a lot. And I think they played Bama. I think they played Bama week 1. So it's going to be a good matchup. Florida State, B-Boy going up against Lone Star and those Crimson Tide. But what are you looking for out of this Florida State team? A lot of transfers coming into this team in year 1.
A lot of transfers, but I'm going to tell you the one thing that I think that's going to work in B-Boy's favor. I'm going to tell you one thing. It was a couple of places that was tough to play at. And that Florida stadium, with them actually throwing in, like you said, pay attention to these deep dives, man, because of what the crowd is going to affect the game. You thought it was bad in 2025?
Yeah, you ain't lying.
2026 is a whole new ballpark. So I think that one of the things that's going to work in B-Boy's favor is them home field games is going to matter. Like, those are the ones that's going to have to execute. So I don't know if that week 1 matchup is a non home game or if it's home for him, but he wants to get this organization.
It's in Florida State. The week 1, Bama going to Florida State.
Listen, man, you talking about a statement game, B-Boy. This is it right here.
I mean, you want to talk about putting your stamp on the DML entrance, right? This is how you announce yourself, because there's a lot of teams. You looked at the top 6. I mean, we got guys in that top 6 that have 10 plus championships. I mean, we're not talking about a Super Bowl here or a national championship. I'm talking so many trophies. We got to stop giving them trophies in the Discord chat because we can't see their name. That's how many trophies they got. So this is how you make a statement coming into the DML for some of these new guys, is that week 1 on the road. Can Lone Star take that Crimson Tide into the Seminole, kind of that stadium, that atmosphere you talked about, and make a statement in week 1? It's going to be interesting to see. But let's move on to pick 11. It's Dr. Dre himself. You know him as Nasty Noob, the producer extraordinaire himself, taking Clemson OG And here's my 2 cents about Noop. You know, we love Noop to death, right?
Mm-hmm.
Noop is a champion in the DML. He will not let anybody forget that. He does have a championship.
Mm-hmm.
But Noop not really the stick king no more, Chris Murray. Now, when it comes to these graphics and it comes to these shows and producing, there are 2 producers, right? You got Nasty Noop and you got the OG Chris Murray, right? Those are 2 producers that put out this fire content. And when it comes to content, there's not many better than Nasty Noop, Chris Murray.
Facts, man. Facts.
He's been doing this a long time. I've been rocking with Noop for a long time. You and I have both been rocking with Noop for a long time. We've done a lot of content together. He is top tier. But can Noop find a way to get the stick skills back and focus on these Clemson Tigers?
Man, this is what it is right here, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I think if it's no, first of all, he surprised me with the pick. Let's just say that. I thought for sure Luke was going to the U. I'm just gonna say that, put that out there.
Yeah.
When I seen the pick, I was like, what the hell? I get it, cool. But if there's no better way to get a great start off at a NCAA new NCAA cycle, this is it. You come into a game, right? That's somewhat semi-focused around offense, but if you look at this Clemson defense, top tier at every position. There's an anchor at every defensive position. So this will be it right here, man. And it's still got that new toy smell on it as far as the game. NCAA is not like, we're not worn out with each other, so we're still having some fun. So it's like you got everything lining up in your favor. You got the roster, the team, the new toy feeling. Duke don't have no excuses, man. I can see it. Believe me, I can see it. He get back in that space to where he's enjoying the game, man. He actually sit down and like lock in. I'm telling you, man. I can see him getting back up into that top 10 conversation. Now I ain't saying that conversation. I'm talking about definitely getting back into that direction of putting them Clemson Tigers on the map of knowing what squad you got to go through for a natty champ.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's going to come down to how much content we do, which I certainly hope the content is way more important than Clemson Tigers winning football games. That's just my personal opinion. But I know Noop. I know he wants to win really, really bad. But at the end of the day, if he had to pick one or the other, he just hopes he continues to put out fire content. The wins will come when the wins come. All right, pick number 12. And we only got 10 picks left. So let this be the first ad here. If you're looking for a fire league to join, please hit me up on Twitter, Experts Corners. Real simple to find me. Just send me a message, send me a DM that you want to join the DML. If you want to be a part of a group that's going to play year round, that's going to put out content, this is the league for you. Hit your boy Expert up on the Twitter, on the X, whatever you call it. And we'll try and get you a spot here in the DML. I think we have 8 or 9 spots open. So just hit me up. Next up, Grown 258 takes the Colorado Buffaloes. And another new user to the DML.
Facts.
Takes a Colorado team that when you look at this, they got 19 of their 22 starters, Chris Murray, did not play for this team last year. They are transfers.
That's crazy.
No Shador Sanders, no Travis Hunter. This is a rebuild of all rebuilds here for Colorado. What should Grown be focused on in that year one for the DML?
Hands down, quarterback position. Hands down. I feel like quarterback position, like you said, man, there's a lot of holes to fill, but it's nothing like having at least a good, solid quarterback because, you in the Big 12. That's one of the benefits to him because it's a lot of guys that's not in his way, but I feel like he got time to kind of like develop his squad. But year one, recruit heavy, quarterback position for sure. Quarterback position. Yeah, even
very good.
At the position of an 88. Come on, man. They ain't Mr. Sanders himself. In 2025, that boy, he's a bad boy, man.
Yeah.
So definitely, if I was him, I was definitely focusing on the quarterback.
All right, next up, pick number 13. It's Mickey.
Mm-hmm.
And Mickey gets the independent team, those Notre Dame Fighting Irish. You know a little bit about Mickey, Chris Murray. What do you think about this pick here at 13? This guy that's going to make some noise.
This pick, he hated this pick, man. He wanted, listen, he was, when I tell you, put everything on the table to get those Ohio State Buckeyes. But I think that this year is going to be more of a, it's going to be an interesting one, man. He's playing with the Notre Dame. You already know that. You know that rivalry. They don't like each other. They don't like Ohio State. It's killing him to play with this team. So I want to know if he's going to sabotage or if he's going to ball out and be the Mickey that I know who balled out, got multiple natty runs, actually locked in a natty. So I'm interested to see what he will do with this team. But Notre Dame is ready to go out the gate. They ready. But,
yeah, I mean, when you look at college football 25, OG, I mean, Mickey was one of the most consistent users from start to finish with those Buckeyes. Had chances to win multiple championships. Like you talked about, he finally locked one in, got him a championship, was super proud of the kid, did a great job building that roster, never gave up, fought to the very end, and was there pretty much every single year with a chance to win a national championship. I expect big things out of this Notre Dame team. He's going to build a good team. Next up, if you want to talk about dynasty royalty, it's Mr. SJ himself. And you finally see the U come off the board, but his SJ, listen, I just got a note in my SJ just ran inside zone already, and the game's not even out yet. Be prepared. If you don't know about SJ, the inside zone is coming 34 times in the first half and 26.5 times in the second half. Be prepared for that. And when he's not running inside zone, OG, what is he doing?
Outside.
Throwing the ball over the top. He's just throwing the fade route is all he's doing. What do you think about SJ back in the DML?
Man, it's good, man. It feels good to see, that core getting back, man. It's always good. It's always good when you see the brothers coming back into the league. But I'm interested to see it, man. I knew it was coming, man. That inside zone, man. SJ, he's the king of it, man. He's the GOAT of it. Put it that way.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
To see, what he's going to do. He has a balanced running back with Mark Fletcher Jr. So I'm interested to see, man, what he's going to do. But question mark for him. I'm shooting it back at you. What do you think SJ focus should be year one of recruiting with these Hurricanes?
Yeah, obviously SJ's downfall has always been defense, right? Mm-hmm. SJ he's going to put points up, right? He's going to find a way to run the football down your throat. He's going to have a speedster on the outside, and he's going to beat you over the top several times in the game, no matter what defense you run. He's that kind of user. If SJ can figure this defense out, if he can get some dogs here at linebacker and then in that back secondary, SJ is always going to be one of those guys that's going to give you fits. Always gave me fits, whether we were in Madden or not. This is a user that's got stick skills that will sneak up on you. You're sleeping one day, you're not focused, you're not locked in. SJ's going to get you. So I expect big things. And you talk about out the box, he's got one of the top 5 running backs in the nation. Okay. He's going to run the football really, really well, and there's not many things you can do to stop it. You just try and contain SJ there, but focus on the defense. SJ will be all right. Next up, King Flair himself, the mayor, as we call him. I feel like King Flair, he always got something going on, right? And it's never about Flair. His kids always got something going on. Mm-hmm. Shout out King Flair and what he does for the kids.
Facts, facts.
Not only his own kids, but anybody's kids. I mean, this is just a great dude outside of football. But he takes the Penn State Nittany Lions. He joins the Big Ten with us, Chris Murray. Mm-hmm. And Flair, he gonna talk a big game, but then he gonna sneak up and beat you a couple times, and then he's gonna bury you in the chat. He gonna get an urn. He gonna have a death certificate, an obituary announcement, all the good stuff. King Flair he's one of the funniest dudes you'll ever meet. But can King Flair compete in the Big Ten with the likes of the OG Chris Murray, the experts, the Embros?
I'm just being real with you, man. If he's coming anywhere, if he's traveling, he's getting buried. But it's going to be a tough game man, when he's home, man. I'm just being real.
Yeah.
The Penn State crowd does the chant. Man, yo, Penn State's going to be one of the, if not the number one, definitely top 3 toughest stadiums to play in this whole entire cycle. But the question is this right here. It's not about competing. Can he compete to keep his job? That's the real question.
It's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough, man.
It's going to be tough. He's going to need that whiteout crowd like you talk about. When they put the white shirts on and that crowd gets going, it's tough to play there at Penn State. All right, next up, H-Town, another vet here in the DML, takes the University of Tennessee at pick 16. And H-Town will make some noise. This is a user that's kind of up and down, but when he starts to focus and he gets things going, this guy can build a roster, and he's going to have a good Tennessee team coming out the box. Now, some tough competition for Tennessee. What do you think about H-Town here at pick 16?
Man, it's going to be a dog fight. Them Volunteers are going to see H-Town, good pick. Like you said, man, he's a good user, but for some reason, just the history of the DML, he plays tough, man, through the first 3 quarters, and then it just seems to start to just fall apart.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, man. But like you said, he's inheriting a good team, but it's just his landing spot, man. That sec right now is Forest and Hot Tub, man. It's going to be tough. Every game is going to matter. So we'll see, man. We'll see if he's looking to prove himself to come out of it, rise from the ashes. This is definitely the year, man. You got 2 top guys who's legendary, man. Who's legendary. Yeah,
it's going to be tough in that division for sure. Next up, Sweets 99, another user that can win a championship any given year. And he takes the Sun Devils. Arizona State out the box for Sweets 99. What you think about that pickup?
Another surprise pick, man. I definitely for sure didn't see Sweets going to Arizona State. But, man, if you look at the team, they had one of the best wide receivers in the game. Sweets, he runs a balanced style. They have a nice little mid-tier running back core. They have a solid quarterback. So it's like, I want to see what he's going to do with it, man. Because, he goes over to the Big 12 where there's not too much competition over there. So,
yeah,
I want to see what he does, man. Because who took Colorado again? Was that Grown?
Yeah.
Just let you know, man. The Big 12 belongs to Sweets right now. So just putting it out there, man. So I'm looking forward to see what Sweets going to do with this Arizona State.
Yeah, you talk about the quarterback Sam Levitt, the transfer from Michigan State, a young kid that's going to step in here, redshirt sophomore, going to step in here and take the reins here for Arizona State. But you got a user like Sweets that can take any roster, and of course he's going to build that team up and be successful with that team for years to come. Next up, pick 18, Kirk Smash 99. And it's crazy that LSU lasted this long, but here they are at pick 18. And you talk about tough places to play, OG. Death Valley is one of those places at nighttime. If you play in Death Valley, you want to play Death Valley in the afternoon. You don't want this to be a 7, 8 o'clock game when you got to play Kirk Smash at Death Valley at pick 18. What's it like for LSU here going into a tough division with some really, really good users?
Same thing, man. It's going to be a dogfight. He's going to be put to the test every single time because, like you said, man, you ain't going in with the mid-tier. You're not even going in with the elite. You're going in with goats. You understand? So it's like the gulag in a sense. You gotta be ready. But he comes in with a nice balanced roster. And I seen him play in other league, so I feel like if he could just get his flow and stick to what he knows, he can start probably making scratching the surface. But right now, man, I put him at the bottom. I'm behind.
It's gonna be tough in that SEC for sure. All right, moving on. Pick number 19, another new user to the DML, Big O. And Army, military academy coming off the board. Oh, gee, what's this about? Is this a mistake or is this really Army?
No, man. He said what he said, and he said it proudly. He picked his team proudly. Now, this is the thing right here. I don't know if the direction that we're going to go into as far as add teams into conferences, but if he get added into either the SEC